My name's Angelo, and welcome to We Want Picks. I'm going to give you my favorite PrizePicks entry for UFC 291. If you don't know what PrizePicks is, you just come in here, you say more or less than the number you see on the screen, and you can 10 times your money. 10 times your money. You can throw 20 bucks at a couple of mores and then get $200. It's a ton of fun. It's super easy, and they will give you free money to do it. Just go to wewantpicks.com/prizepicks. Use promo code WWP and they will instantly match your deposit. If you give them 20 bucks, they'll give you 20. If you give them 100, they'll give you 100. You can then take that very free money and build yourself some entries. It's a ton of fun. It is super easy. It's also every sport. It's not just MMA. I'm doing MMA here, but you could come in here, grab some of your favorite MMA lines, mix them with some of your favorite baseball lines, and then have yourself a winning entry there as well. It's fun, it's flexible, it's easy, and again, they will give you free money. WeWantPicks.com/prizepicks, promo code WWP. Take the free money, build yourself an entry. I'm going to walk you through the entry that I've got going on here. So when you come in, you have fight minutes. So here's all the fights that they threw on the board. You're going to say more or less than these minutes. Then you have significant strikes, takedowns, and fantasy score. Fight minute-wise, the only one that really jumped out at me, and actually there's two that jump out at me. First of all, Dustin Poirier, 12.5 fight minutes. I am very surprised that this is the line, 2.5 rounds or 12.5 fight minutes. That's surprising to me because Dustin Poirier has proven time and time again to be tough as shit. Gaethje has proven time and time again to be tough as shit. I don't know why everybody thinks this fight's going to end early. I don't know what about their fighting style makes you think it'll end early. Even in their first fight, it did not end early. And it ended, right? It wasn't a decision. So I like the more than 12.5 fight minutes. Very similar logic with Bonfim and Trevin Giles. I get it. Bonfim's very first fight in the UFC, the guy came in, he's a killer. I get it. But Trevin Giles has that long jab. Trevin Giles moves really well, got some takedown defense, he's athletic. He's a tough guy. And no matter how much you think Bonfim wins, I don't think he's going to put Trevin Giles out in under a round and a half or 7.5 fight minutes. So I like the more there as well. And if you're new to PrizePicks, the good news is we're going to do a flexible payout here. So even if we get one wrong, we'll go ahead and we'll still make some money. Let's move over to significant strikes. This is going to be a controversial one. A lot of you are not going to agree with. A lot of these numbers are super tricky, right? Roman Kopylov, maybe he gets an early knockout, right? 41.5. Marcos Rogerio de Lima, 18.5 seems like such a low number, but you start digging into the stats, he might get knocked out instantly or take Derek Lewis down and be done with it. So that's a tricky one. The more on him is probably solid, but that's a tricky one. What I do like, and you don't have to tail this one if you don't agree, right? I'm just showing you what I'm doing, is Jan Blachowicz over 38.5 significant strikes. If we look at Alex Pereira's record, yes, he's got a whole bunch of knockouts, but even in those early knockouts, he gets hit. Alex Pereira is very hittable. World-class kickboxer, but he gets hit. He knocked out Sean Strickland in a couple of minutes in the first round, and he was hit with 15 significant strikes. In 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, he was hit with 15 significant strikes. Izzy, that fight ended in the second round. Izzy hit him 41 times. 59 times from Bruno Silva. Jan Blachowicz is a little older. Glover had him rocked, but we haven't seen Jan Blachowicz be the chinniest guy that's ever existed. And yes, Alex Pereira has that insane power, but he didn't knock out Bruno Silva. So where I'm going with this is I think Jan Blachowicz can get to 39 significant strikes. Sean Strickland did it in 2 minutes. Izzy did it in, 5 minutes and then 40 seconds. I think Jan Blachowicz can get there as well. So I like the more on his line. Very long explanation. And then we're going to go to fantasy score. Well, let me just show you takedowns. There's not really a takedown line that I like. 2.5 for Miranda Maverick, potentially. But I started digging through her fights. Not a lot of fights where she's had more than 2 takedowns. And Priscilla Kuchera is not exactly a bum. So getting to 3 might be a little trickier than we think. Marcos Rogerio de Lima, he might get 11 takedowns, or he might only need 1, or he might get knocked out immediately. So I don't really love that. Bonfim, like I said, Trevin Giles, very good takedown defense. Dustin Poirier at a half, that's a great line. And I fought very hard to not play the more than a half because does he get 1 takedown? Potentially. But Gaethje's not the easiest guy in the world to take down, and Dustin Poirier doesn't always wrestle, so I left that alone. 2 takedowns for Jan. That's another tricky one. So I left all the takedowns alone, but fantasy score, what I do like here is Matt Semmelsberger at 90.5, and I like the more there as well. We're going all mores. Matt Semmelsberger is going to get a whole bunch of takedowns in this fight. That's his path, a whole bunch of takedowns. Takedowns score pretty well. He's going to come forward. He's going to shoot. Takedown, and he's going to go ahead and get the win, potentially by stoppage, right? He could finish him on top, but even if he doesn't finish him on top, that's just more opportunity to get more takedowns. So I like the over 90.5 fantasy score. I mentioned the payouts. The power play, $20 to win $200 just for getting 4 of these correct. But we're going to go ahead and move this to flex pay. If I get 4 of them correct, I'm going to 5 times my money. If I get 3 correct, I will still 1.5 times my money. So we're going to lock that in. That's my entry. That's what I'm going with PrizePicks. Guys, if you like it, great. If you don't, build your own. Just get the free money. Go to WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks. Promo code WWP. Instantly free money that you can use 1 second after you make your first deposit. WeWantPicks.com/PrizePicks. Promo code WWP.